Dog, Roblox has got to get a new CEO. Roblox has got to get a new CEO. I watched this podcast episode earlier today from Hard Fork. We asked Roblox CEO about child safety. It got tense. And I'm going to be honest, this was a horrible display from a CEO who is supposed to be looking after children and who is the CEO of like the largest platform for children there is on the internet right now. It does not sound like this guy has the children's interests in mind. Like genuinely, it doesn't. Let's look past, okay? We're not even going to discuss how he's been trying to turn Roblox into a dating platform or to integrate dating into Roblox. We're not going to discuss how the age limit that he has set for an adult on his platform is 17, not 18. 17 is the age limit for adult on his platform. We're not going to discuss any of the other addition of adult content into Roblox, okay? We're not going to touch any of that. We're just going to touch the topics that are discussed in this podcast alone. Now, first off, he very clearly does not want to be here talking about like Roblox related topics, especially as the clip I'm about to show you right now. This is 30 minutes into the podcast whenever he's like clearly just been so done with the topic of like child safety and moderation, as is a massive problem on Roblox right now. It is a huge problem. The moderation systems on Roblox is like, it's no wonder Schlepp has had such a problem with doing what he's been doing when this guy is the head of it, because he clearly does not want to improve or do any better, and he does not want to actually help the platform do better with like children related stuff. Like he will say it, he will outwardly say it, but it really does not feel that way at all.
The scale we're at is absolutely mind-boggling right now, like absolutely mind-boggling. And every system, image review, text review, all of that constantly getting better and better. So,
I mean, look, I can tell you're getting a little bit frustrated here.
I'm actually not frustrated. I'm so excited to talk. I thought we were going to be talking about funny things in the industry and all of that. So I'm not frustrated. I'm just kind of figuring out how much fun time I have with you guys and how much fun time we have versus kind of this super focus.
Got it.
But I'm happy to talk about whatever you guys want.
He clearly sounds so happy to talk about whatever they want. He clearly sounds so happy to talk about it. Now, I have not like paid much time paying attention to the CEO of Roblox at all. I haven't really seen him do much speaking in the way he interacts, but it definitely sounds like, how do I word this? He would be the kind of person to play Roblox as an adult. I think that's the nicest way I can give him. That's the nicest thing I can give him. He would be the adult who plays Roblox. Now, speaking of that statement I just made, okay, picture that person in your mind. There is a part of this podcast where he proposed the solution to moderation on Roblox, be it a like wide-scale, super in-depth and stronger AI model that would be able to better process all the stuff that is going on and completely and perfectly automate the whole process. And he asked the podcaster, he was like, hey, would you agree with that? Do you think that's a good plan? And the podcaster says yes. Listen to what his response to that interaction was.
That would be just part of making our systems better.
So just so I have the clear response, the argument is that the shift has been from a more manual safety team and system to a more automated review process that may do a better job, even if it costs less to operate. Because
I would actually lean in harder. The shift would be constantly moving to higher quality, more accurate, and more diligent systems. Can we review more? Can we do more better? And say you and I, we're a system, what is the best way to review every single image going into Roblox at higher and higher quality? And say we figured out the best way to do that is to do it with better and better AI models. Would you pick that?
Yeah.
Good. So you're aligning with what we did. High five.
But I've also been covering social networks.
Thank you for supporting. Thank you for supporting our Roblox decision matrix.
I also remember 15 years ago.
I'm so glad you guys are aligned with the way we won Roblox.
Right. I also remember 15 years ago when Mark Zuckerberg was saying...
Is this a stealth interview where actually you love everything we're doing and you're here to stealthily support it?
We were told you wanted to come in and talk about your new age gating technology, so we thought we'd get into it.
Let me just finish this. I totally buy what you're saying about using the best technology on the market to keep people safe.
And I want to highlight, I came here because I love your podcast and came to talk about everything. So if our PR people said, let's talk about age gating for an hour, I'm up for it. But I love your I thought I came here to talk about everything.
Holy cow. What a response. What a response. Oh, so you think AI is good. You think the AI idea is the best. You think that's the best choice. You think that is in fact the only choice, and that us doing that means that you fully agree with what we did, and you are on board with us, and you think that we did everything perfectly and correctly. No! I don't think anyone would agree with that. I think so few people would agree with that. It has become abundantly clear that whatever your report, like your actual human review system, and when I say human review, I mean like actual humans in game who I would argue would do a significantly better job of spotting these very niche and very hard to tell methods of communicating in the game that bypasses all of your filters. It has been abundantly clear that you ignore those, like almost blatantly. The human-made reports of these problems are not being reviewed to the amount they should be in order to protect the children. That is another step you need to take. And in addition, past that, there have been some other things that they've been doing whenever it comes to like trying to isolate children into children-only environments that was also brought up in this podcast, but I don't remember the timestamp. I didn't find it, so I'm just going to bring up like a Twitter post I saw about it. But before I move over there, I need to finish this thought process. That was a horrible response. that was an awful response to the situation. I would just like to throw that out. That was bad. That was actually bad. Anyways, Roblox has unveiled a new like age-based chat like blocking system where if you are within a certain age range, you can only communicate within another certain age range. So whenever we look here at the verifications, if you are below 9 years old, you can communicate with users under the age of 13. 9 to 12, you can communicate with users under the age of 16. 13 to 15, you can communicate with users from the ages 19 to 17. 16 and 17, you can communicate with users from the ages 13 to 20. 18 to 20, you can't communicate under the age of 16. And above 21, you can't communicate under the age of 18. Unless you are friends with them. Unless you are friends with them, then it doesn't matter. So let's think critically about this for a second, okay? I think at face value, this is a decent system. Because it will ensure that only children will be interacting with children. And only people within a safe-ish age range will be interacting with people within a safe-ish age range. The 15-year-old can communicate with 9 through 17-year-olds. Generally 15-year-olds don't too often have communications who are older than 17, unless they're like siblings. When in that case, siblings have, they're going to have other ways to communicate with each other. It's not going to be strictly through Roblox. It's nice. The 15-year-old will only be able to communicate with the other 15-ish year olds. And then, unless they're friends, the 15, maybe they've got the sibling, right? Who is like, 18, 19, they could just friend them and then they can communicate with Roblox. Perfectly fine. No problems. Unless I'm 27 and I have someone, or make one myself, an account of a 9-year-old. Now me on Roblox, being the 9-year-old, can only communicate with ages 13 and younger. People who are older than the age of 13 cannot see my chat messages. They cannot see my chat messages. So if I am the 27-year-old trying to groom an under 13-year-old, no one past the age of 13 with the capacity to understand what I am doing and report that would be able to, because they can't see it anymore. Now, that is solely and fully left up to whatever AI detection systems they have in the game, which, by the way, let me see if we can find this clip, actually. This one's an important clip to find.
Yeah.
Like that sounds like text filter many prior generations. So I would say the techniques are much more sophisticated than that. We're constantly getting better than that. And sometimes it's adversarial. Like we're getting into, if we cryptographically, we're going to try to have an exchange of how to share your Snap handle or whatever handle. We see some of that starting, like things we'll have to essentially prevent in the future.
I don't understand. What do you mean, like a cryptographic exchange? To share a Snap
imagine
handle?
You and I were trying to share the name of an airport somewhere in the world, and we were getting blocked by all of the filters. We might actually start getting really creative, like use the third letter of every fifth word to spell out the airport. And those are the kind of things we get into right now.
If we can't currently filter that out right now, when are we implementing this age buffer filter or this age buffer system? When are we doing that? Is that sometime soon? Is that sometime soon? Because if it is, that AI model that can detect the third letter of every fifth word better be up and ready. It better be up and running. Because if I'm communicating with the 13-year-old, the 12-year-old who is able to do that problem in their head, to figure out what my snap handle is, the 14-year-old's not going to be able to stop them. 15-year-old's not going to be able to stop them. No one else is going to be able to stop them because no one else is going to be able to know. No one else is going to be able to know. You know, there is a point in which you are able to problem solve, and then there is a point in life whenever you are able to deduce. Or no, that's not the best way to word it. Like the point in which you are able to recognize that you are being predated upon, in which you are prey, is much later than you are able to solve a simple word problem, like a logic problem. Much later. So the younger children are going to be able to get past these filters, whereas it's the older people who are necessary to understand whenever people are being groomed upon. Just thanks, Mr. Roblox. I don't know. I mean, like, even just like at face value, there are a number of better options that you can do than to impose this system. Because even as a player, I'm not going to be logging on to Roblox to groom people, right? I'm going to miss being able to see all the other people talking in game, you know? Even if they are younger than me, right? I'm going to miss them. It's going to be pretty boring playing, like, for example, if I'm going to be playing Grow a Garden, right? Well, no, let's not say Grow a Garden. Let's say Steal a Brain Rot. Let's say Steal a Brain Rot, which I also learned recently that I made a Grow a Garden video a couple videos ago. Steal a Brain Rot actually beat Grow a Garden for the top game of all time. So now that's on the top, right? Let's say I'm playing Steal a Brain Rot. That is a very, very child-heavy game. It's going to be pretty sad being in a lobby with absolutely no one talking ever. Because they're all children, and I'm over the age of 21. I'm not going to be able to see anyone chatting ever. So, you know, I feel like just at face value, maybe it'd be better to separate by lobby and not by age for chat. Just an idea, so that the adults go together and the children go together. It just sounds like a better idea. Even when you factor into the case that the trusted connections bypasses all of the chat stuff. So, for example, if I am in a game with a bunch of people I can't chat with, I know they're younger than 18 now. I know they're prime targets. There's not much filtering I need to do. I could just log in and say, aha, there's my target. I can't talk to you. Thus, I need to send you a friend request and then talk to you there instead. Anyways, very simple flowchart of all the other options that you can do to like just better options. Children under the age of 13 can only send pre-typed chats. Monitored and moderated chats, the ones that are already in the game for ages 13 to 17. I'm going to skip the ID verification. I'm never really a fan of that. We're going to move past that. Invest into better AI detection of things like Morse code in bios and other stuff, or any acronyms for suspicious stuff with human review, something that it already does, but better. More reporting functions, such as reporting text chats on the website. That is something that needs to be done. The user reporting needs to be jumped on so much more than the isolation of chats. And more parental control options, and encouraging parents to be hands-on with their children's behavior online. That is the biggest one. Easily the biggest one. And there are so many other like proper parental controls that Roblox can introduce to ensure that the parents are actually able to control as much as possible of their children's actions. It should be left, if this age gate thing is going to be left up, or is going to be implemented, it should be left up to the parents. Oh my God, it's raining outside. It is raining outside. It is raining outside. I need to end this video so I can open my window. Anyways, it needs to be left up to the parents. The parents on Roblox right now, parents really don't have a bunch of control over what their children are doing. Like, genuinely, they don't. We need more parental controls. We don't need to be isolating the children to their own little boxes where the predators can sneakily sneak in and then interact only with them. That just does not sound like a great idea. Anyways, as I'm rushing to finish this video, this is another one of my favorite parts from this podcast. This one was actually insane. Look at this clip for me. Look at this clip for a second.
Well, anything that we did not get to today that you want to make sure that we talk about, any project that you're working on that is exciting for you at the moment?
Oh, wow. I thought we were going to talk about Polymarket and like dropping like things into Roblox, like earnings calls.
Wait, where are you on Polymarket?
So I assume you are both big fans.
We've talked a lot about prediction markets on the show.
Yep.
So I had to really, I don't know if you had the experience independent of political party or anything, just a real-time science experiment. On election night, I had 4 screens as well, and we were comparing Polymarket through interest like transparent.
The world right now.
Could go bet more
Blocks like that.
dollars. Like that's going to nudge the thing and make the information more perfect. So I'm a huge fan of that.
Would you ever put a prediction market inside Roblox, like let kids bet with their Robux and say, I bet he's going to steal a tung 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 sahur?
Or I bet he's not going to dress to impress.
Yeah.
I think we would have to do that.
Pause. What do you mean? I think we would have to do that. Can we elaborate on that, please? What do you mean? I think we would have to do that. Not no. He didn't say no. He didn't say no. He said, I think we should have to do that. Also, I opened my window, by the way. I don't know if you can hear the rain. I am in love right now. I am in utter bliss.
Once again, I'll share some of the complexity.
Yeah.
Every single country in the world has different legislation.
Pause. What do you mean by that? What do you mean every single country in the world has different legislation? Why are we skirting around the laws of every other country? Why don't we just say, even if the answer is yes, which it sounds like the answer is not no, can we say maybe instead of every other country has its own laws, that implies to me at least that in the countries where they're able to get away with as much as they can, they will, maybe we just say we're going to take the most extreme laws of any country and move forward with those, right? Why are we doing the little fine details to ensure that children are able to gamble as much as they possibly can?
Has different legislation around loot boxes and kid gambling. Mm-hmm. And so we would have to be, it sounds very fun and obvious.
It sounds obvious? It sounds obvious. Wait, my brain must not be connected to my body right now. What do you mean it sounds obvious? It sounds obvious that we should implement children's gambling into Roblox? It sounds obvious that we should implement Polymarket type, what's it called? Predictive markets into Roblox? Am I crazy? Am I crazy? Is this what y'all are hearing too? Is this what y'all are hearing too? Now keep in mind, what the Anchor is about to do right now are try and give him an out. They're gonna go, hold on, this is just a bit. This is just a joke. Come on, you agree with us, right? This is just a bit, right?
Fun and obvious. I love that.
Oh, to be clear, I think this is a horrible idea. I was just interested if you were thinking about it.
Well, I actually think it's a brilliant idea.
No. Let's walk it back. Hold on. I'll give you another try. You weren't supposed to say that. They gave you an out. You weren't supposed to say that. You were supposed to move forward. The consensus of the room right now, 2-1, is that it's a horrible idea. It's an awful idea. We shouldn't be doing this. Well, hold on. Let's walk that back, okay? You've said the first statement. Let's let what you just said process through your brain for a second, okay? Let's take a moment. Let's run it back. Maybe that wasn't the best choice. Let's try again. Hold on. Let's run it.
I was just interested if you were thinking about it.
Well, I actually think it's a brilliant idea if it can be done in an educational way that's legal. And so
No. If it can be done in an educational way that's legal, but please, okay. Hopefully, when you say that's legal, you mean by the highest law of any area in the world, and maybe even by legal, you don't just mean by what just barely skirts the line, right? You mean like what's well above it. Because when you say educational, hopefully it's educating children on gambling the same way that we do drugs, right? They're like, hey, or not even just drugs, like drugs and sex ed too. It's like, hey, this is a thing, all right? Here's how to do it as safely as possible if you're going to. Here's why you probably might not want to, and here's why you probably might want to, Safe as way. Surely that's what you mean, right? Surely that's what you mean. As educational as possible.
Imagine and then be done in an educational way that's legal. And so I imagine a no free Robux, no free prizes, just a game called the Dress to Impress Predictor, where it's not like trying to get kids money or anything like that. I would be a big fan of it.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. I think he did a little bit better. I think he caught back up. If it's just prediction, is this would this outfit win Dress to Impress? Would this one do good in a market of people? Hey, that would be great. That would be great. Would this new brain rot image be a good implementation to steal a brain rot? Just like a community vote. Just like a little straw poll. Hey, if you guessed with the majority that it would be good, then you get this. Or maybe you'd bet against. Maybe you'd say, actually, maybe this percent of people don't think it would be good. So then you're flexing your deduction skills, on being able to socially engineer, maybe not socially engineer, but pick through the public to see what would be good or what wouldn't be good. Hey, maybe that's a good idea. That good choice, Mr. Roblox. I saw where your mind was. I was worried for a second. Now I'm back on board. I'm back in business.
Where it's not like trying to get kids money or anything like that. I would be a big fan of it.
Interesting.
Yeah, start them young. That's what I always say when it comes to gambling.
When I was in,
you're never too young.
You're right. Yeah, right, guys. I see that he's on the right side now. I see that he's on the right side. Oh, start him young. Start him young. That's what I always say. Start the gamblers off young. Get them hooked as early as we can, so then when they grow up and they can actually spend real money, you can't wait. I've got a new stake website in my back pocket. I can't wait to unveil.
When I was in,
you're never too young.
When I was in elementary school, we did do a straw poll on who would win the 1988 presidential election.
Oh yeah,
yeah. So some of these old ideas come back eventually,
and we bet on Pogs.
But but the straw poll was not a prediction market,
right?
And if you gave every kid 10 cents of lunch money, and who had, some of them got to buy an extra snack and some lost it, you could get a completely different result than the straw poll you would get in any 5th grade classroom.
No! You had it! You had it! You were done! You were there! You were there! Oh, the simple polling idea is good. The simple polling idea is good. But what if instead of a simple polling idea, we gave the children an incentive where they feel bad if they lose, but they get a really high dopamine hit if they win? Because if they win, they gain something from it. And if they lose, they feel bad. But you give them that high dopamine hit. Brother, that is the exact reason why we don't want to introduce kids to gambling. That system that you just proposed is the exact system that results in lifelong gamblers. That is the exact system that breeds gambling addiction. And he's pushing it now the third time. The third time. The hosts have tried to give him an out 2 separate times. This is the third time he has tried to push that in the direction of children. The third time.
Than the straw poll you would get in any 5th grade classroom.
Interesting to think about.
You can see he's so, it's like he's visibly cringing. He's like, we tried. Interesting thought. Anyways.
Interesting to think about.
Okay. We're out of time.
Now, hold on. We got to shut this down. We got to go. We're out of time. We can't do this anymore. We've gone down a bad route. We've got to go. Anyways, why is this guy the CEO of Roblox? Genuinely, from the outside perspective, I don't know what kind of magic wizardry he is doing behind doors, but Roblox is a publicly traded company now. This guy needs to be voted out. This guy's got to go. Actually, he has been so detrimental to the Roblox brand in the past while. I don't know why he's still the CEO. I genuinely don't know why. We need someone else at the seat. Yes, Roblox has now twice hit the highest player rate mark for any game. They held the record twice over top 2 games. Still, your platform now, despite how much you say it, has the image of really bad for kids. Actually, it is the biggest kids platform, but it has now been repeatedly marred by so much. I was about to call it propaganda, but it's not propaganda. It is blatant and in our face how unsafe your platform is for kids. And he will continue to double down and say that it is the safest platform for kids, which of course, he is the CEO and that is his job to continually say, that's the media training they go through. Our platform is the best it can ever be. It is the best it ever will be. It's the best it ever is.
Okay. We're out of time, but Dave, can I just make one selfish request of you?
Yes.
So my kid right now is about 3.5 years old. Presumably, sometime, maybe 4 or 5, 6 years from now, he's going to ask me, can I play Roblox?
Oh, it's going to be about a year from now.
Probably a year from now. will you fix the problems with safety on your platform by the time that my kid is old enough to ask me that question?
I'm going to go more out of the box in that Roblox is an amazing platform right now for your kid. And I'm happy to go deep with you, possibly non-disclose you, show you metrics, all of that, to do whatever it takes to get you over the hump.
Okay.
All right. There it is.
The dude didn't even have to say yes. You know, he didn't have to say yes there. It's understandable to not say, yeah, we'll make it better, because that clearly implies that it's not safe now, right? The statement that he gave was decent. But you know what was missing there? The statement of intent that he'll make it better. Roblox already from the public has the perception that it's bad. I don't care what you think, sir. I don't care what your background metrics are. I don't care what your NDA information is. I don't care. I'm able to look at Roblox and see that it's not that good of a platform. I'm able to blatantly see the problems that are occurring on Roblox. The man asked if it would be better in a year. And he did his hardest to avoid the question of, or to avoid the answer of yes. He did his hardest not to tell him that they're going to work towards improving it on that question. I just, like, can we get someone else in the seat? Anyways, I've been watching Roblox continue to flush itself down the toilet for many years now, and it baffles me that it can still get worse. And I think it's very clear who one of the problem children is in the Roblox company. I think it's very clear who one of the problem causers is. Anyways, that's it. I watched this and I thought it was absolutely absurd. I'm out now. Bye-bye.